Hi and welcome back to another Makita repair video on the channel. You can diagnose the fault with your Makita by removing the back cover. I already know what the problem with this is because, like I say, I've already robbed all of the parts out of this, and we can see here where the brushes got very hot. They've melted into the back and they've actually destroyed the brushes and the housing like that. So we're going to replace this whole back part, and we're also going to replace the motor stator at the same time. And I've got a lot of content coming up. There's a big battery, a lot of battery related stuff. A whole new collection of stuff to be repaired. So enjoy Makita videos, especially the see stuff. And you're channel. So we're almost done. I'm sure now. Come on, problem. So there we go. Remove the clamshell. Put that safe out of the way. So we're just going to notice the orientation of this. This will only go back in one way when we come to put it back together. So remove the motor. You can see here just how damaged this has been from the heat, and the fan. Notice the fan's missing. So what we're going to do is we can just pull that out of there. Try not to take this apart or wiggle anything over there. I did grease all this up last time I had it apart, so that's all fine. The motor stator will slide out. So there you go. That's the old and the new. So that can now go in the bin. So quite clearly the issue is here. So these parts here didn't cost much at all. I think they cost less than £18. I don't think they even cost that. So you can remove all the electronics very easily. Everything just slides out. Wiggle. Heatsink for the MOSFETs for the trigger. And there we go. So that's your heatsink. It's your trigger mechanism. So to replace this, very simply, undo the two screws on the back of the trigger. The ideal way to do this is to put the screw into the same corresponding colour and replace it, so you don't have to then go back afterwards and go, did I put it on the right way? Pull the trigger on your drill, and then find out that your drill actually runs backwards. These are great drills. Just literally the only reason this has gone faulty is it came to me faulty, purchased it faulty, is because somebody's just put too much force on the drill bit, drawn too much current through the brush holder. And as you see, completely melted the brush holder. These parts can just be changed. You don't always have to change the motor stator. This and this are available for about £8 on eBay, so very easy to fix your drill. I think these are about £90 to buy these drills new. So there we go. So we've done our two screws. Just make sure they're tight. They are. So we can now wiggle this back into place. One thing you've got to remember is your switch for the drill direction needs to click into there. So as we put it back in, Just move those back very slowly. There we go. Now fits. So yeah, this is a very common issue on, like I say, most of the brushed makita tools. I've certainly fixed quite a few for not much money at all. Sort of £8, £7, £8. Right, so now time to fit the new brushes. These are very cheap and very common. So if you've got a makita you've been using for a long time, you have to bang the back of it to get it to go. Bang it, and then it starts going. I can guarantee you need some new motor brushes. Unscrew the back and basically do what we're going to do now. So there's a little spring, one on each side. Two tiny little springs. Oh, they're not poking through. Let's just grab a screwdriver. Normally if the brushes are in there, the end of the spring sticks through. So all we're going to do is just lift the spring up. Hold it out the way. Pop the brush, tricky, down in here, with the wire sticking to the outside. See that? It's now pushed in and the spring is now pushing on the back of it. Do the same for the opposite side. And there we go, there's the two brushes in place. You're going to then clip the clip just onto the holder. Make sure these are nice and tight. If these are loose, these will also cause the build up of heat through the transfer of the ampage. Now time to fit the new motor. So you have the locating pin here. The locating pin locates onto the clamshell case just in here. That's what I was saying, make sure you remember which way around this goes. And then see the gears just inside there. What you're going to do, just line that up, twist it, get the bearing to sit in place. It's a very easy repair. How long has this taken? 10 minutes? 15 minutes max? It's a bit dusty in there, but I think dust will be fine. It's going to get used and abused once this is fixed again. Come on. Ah, there we go. Just got to make sure the switch for the speed goes in the correct spot, just like this. Right, so now I'm going to push the motor brushes in, slide it over the back. Nope, not like that. Just over the back. Okay, let's give ourselves a bit of play here. There we are. So you'll see there's a indentation just here, and that is what we have to fit that into, and we have to turn this around. So this is the right way. I'll try and squeeze everything back in. Just take your time. No rush. Everything has a location. Locating pins and tabs for everything as you go. Just need to make sure everything is in its position. So start on the back. So the back's in. Makes brushes. Probably watching this video because you have a broken drill, but if you're watching this video thinking, oh, that looks good, I quite enjoy fixing and repairing power tools, you can buy power tools cheap. Speak to builders, scaffolders. You'll be amazed at what they have that they've just not thrown away, but they don't really have a use for. It's good. Trigger mechanism, forward and reverse switch works. So there we are. Everything is lined up into its correct spot. And you just bring the clamshell back together. Slowly. Make sure everything lines up. As you can see here, the top's not quite lining up properly. You just need to have a look at the back. I can see the I think the backing plate for the motor brushes just isn't, there we are, just wasn't quite in the correct spot. Let's get the screws done up, pop the back case back on, and we shall see how we got on. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, certainly go through. I have a whole playlist on makita repairs where we've done the skill saw, we've done the multi-tool, done some batteries. I have 4 of these, which is the brushless 1/2 inch, which I'm going to do a restoration and repair series on. So if you have some of those and they're not working, we'll go through the common problems and I'll show you how to fix them. I have a new case coming. So the only actual fault with this drill, apart from it being snapped at the handle completely filthy, was that the brushes were burnt out. So just shows you the back here, there's 2 little tabs. Those are there to hold those on. Last 2 screws. Moment of truth. And there you go. That's how you fix the DHP 458 or any other brushed makita.